I want to be clear about something before I start. I'm not someone who believes in things without explanation. I'm not telling you this because I want you to be scared. I'm telling you because I've spent 8 months trying to find an explanation that holds, and I haven't found one. And at some point, you stop looking and you just live with it. Sleep paralysis, if you've never had it, is this. You wake up and you can't move. Your mind is fully conscious, your body is not responding, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes, you see something in the room that shouldn't be there. I'd had it maybe 4 or 5 times over the years. Always unpleasant, never anything I couldn't explain away by morning. What happened last February was different. It started the way it always started, that slow drag back into consciousness, the ceiling coming into focus, the familiar weight of my own body not responding. I knew immediately what was happening. I'd been through it before. I knew it would pass in a minute or two if I stayed calm. My room was dark, the door was closed. The window on the left wall had the curtain drawn, and there was just enough light coming under it from the street to see the shapes of things. Everything was where it should be. That's what I thought at first. The first thing I noticed was the chair. I have a desk chair, plain, dark, nothing unusual about it. It sits in the corner to the right of the desk, and I never move it because there's no reason to move it. That night, it was in the center of the room, facing the bed. I told myself I must have moved it. I tell myself a lot of things during sleep paralysis. Your brain is very motivated to find explanations when your body won't cooperate. I told myself I'd moved the chair and forgotten. I told myself the light was playing tricks. I told myself a lot of things. Then I noticed the second thing. My bedroom door has a habit. The handle sticks slightly when the door is fully closed, and when it opens, there's a specific sound, a small catch releasing. I've heard it 10,000 times. I know it the way you know the sound of your own name. The door was closed, but the handle was moving. Not rattling, not being pushed from the other side, just moving. Slowly, the way a handle moves when someone is being very careful about it, turning by degrees, stopping, turning a little more. I couldn't move. I couldn't look away. The handle stopped. The door didn't open. I lay there for what felt like a long time. Then the paralysis broke, that sudden release, like a breath you've been holding, and I sat up and turned on the light. The chair was in the corner where it always is. The door was closed. The handle was still. I told myself it was a hypnagogic hallucination. That's the technical term, hypnagogic, meaning the state between waking and sleep. The brain misfires. It generates images, sounds, sensations that feel completely real because to the brain, they are real. The chair hadn't moved. The handle hadn't turned. My brain had constructed both of those things out of anxiety and dim light and a nervous system that was coming back online in the wrong order. I believed that. For about 3 weeks, I believed it completely. The second episode was in March. Same ceiling, same weight, same slow drag into consciousness. This time, the chair was where it belonged. This time, the door was where it belonged. This time, there was someone sitting on the edge of my bed. Not a shape, not a shadow, a person or the outline of one, sitting with their back to me, very still, the way a person sits when they're waiting for something. No features I could make out, no sound, just present, taking up space in a way that shadows don't take up space. I know what you're thinking. Sleep paralysis figure, classic symptom. People see figures all the time, at the foot of the bed, in the corner, on the ceiling. It's documented, it's explained. It's not evidence of anything except a brain under stress. I know that. What I couldn't explain was what it did next. It turned its head, slowly, the way you turn your head when you hear something behind you. And it didn't look at me, it looked at the chair. The chair was moving, not sliding, rotating, slowly, on its own, until it was facing the bed again. I started sleeping with the light on. I moved the chair into the hallway. I told myself this was practical, less visual stimulus in the room, cleaner space, better for sleep. I didn't tell myself it was because I didn't want the chair in the room anymore. But it was because I didn't want the chair in the room anymore. April was quiet. May was quiet. I started sleeping normally. I started to think it was over, that whatever my brain had been doing in February and March had worked itself out, and I could stop thinking about it. June 14th. I know the date because I checked my phone immediately after. 3:41 a.m. Same ceiling, same weight. The light was on, I'd left it on. The chair wasn't in the room, I'd moved it out weeks ago. The figure was there anyway. Same position, same stillness, sitting on the edge of the bed with its back to me. But this time, it wasn't alone. There was a second one. Standing in the corner where the chair used to be. Both of them completely still. Both of them present in that specific way, taking up space, displacing air, real in a way I can't account for and can't explain. I lay there. I didn't try to move. I'd stopped trying to move during these episodes. It never helped, and it made things worse. I just watched. The one on the bed turned its head again. Not toward the corner this time, toward me. The paralysis broke. Light on, room empty, 3:41 a.m. I sat on the floor with my back against the wall for the rest of the night. I didn't sleep again. I've read everything I can find about sleep paralysis. The figures are a known phenomenon. The inability to move is neurologically explained. The sense of presence, the dread, the feeling of something in the room, all of it documented, all of it explicable within the framework of a brain that is partially asleep and partially awake, and managing that transition badly. I accept all of that. I'm not arguing with the science. I'm just telling you what happened after. The episodes stopped in June. Whatever had been happening for 4 months simply stopped. No explanation, no final event, no resolution. It stopped the way weather stops. I went back to sleeping normally. I brought the chair back into the room. I turned the light off at night. 8 months passed. Last week I was working late, past midnight at my desk, nothing unusual. I got up to get water, and as I walked past the bed, I noticed something. The indentation. On the edge of the mattress, the kind of indentation a mattress makes when someone sits on it in the same spot repeatedly over a long period of time. I haven't sat on that side of the bed in over a year. I sleep on the left. I always have. I've never sat on the right edge. There's no reason to. The nightstand is on the left. Everything I need is on the left. The indentation is on the right edge. It's deep, like something has been sitting there for a long time. I bought the mattress new when I moved in, 18 months ago. The episode started 8 months after that, which means something was sitting there for 10 months before I ever woke up and saw it. I moved the chair back into the hallway. I don't know why I thought that would help. I don't think it's the chair.